The 75290 MOS EISLEY Cantina Master Builder Series set is a set that I have been procrastinating on picking up for all of about 4 years now, and I finally picked it up a week or so ago. And some of you will have seen the short video series I have been doing on the channel where I've time-lapsed the build from bag 1 all the way through to day 5. And I must say I've absolutely loved building this set. It's been an absolute pleasure and one of those iconic scenes that I absolutely am thrilled that I have encapsulated in Lego form. And the first place to start with this set is the fact that you get a whopping 21 minifigures, 6 of which are exclusive to the Cantina, and I'll run you through every single one of them a little later on in the video. You also get the V35 land speeder as well as the Z001 land speeder, which somebody has decided that it is Greedo's in the instruction manual, but I've got a better place for Greedo, and I can imagine you'll know exactly where it is in the Cantina. And I'm going to start off by showing you the Jawa junk shop. You get a Jawa out at the front with this, and I've also put Cabe at the front of the other door when it is in display mode. It's got a little door there and one of the little hut ceilings that are synonymous with the roofs of Tatooine, and you've seen it before in Obi-Wan's hut probably. The Jawa shop can be opened like so, and inside there's a whole bunch of knickknacks, detonators, brushes, brooms, some weaponry and some extra sort of knickknacks you'd expect to find in a junk shop. And the Dewback is one of my absolute pickouts from this. I absolutely think he's fantastic. He's got a cheeky grin and he's got a detachable jaw with teeth in, and I think it looks fantastic. You also get the 2 Sandy stormtroopers as well, one of them the Legion squad leader, and this looks great. There's a little bit of water down there as well as a bone, and that little green piece is also to replace the sort of saddle if you don't want it to be mounted up by a stormtrooper, so lots to like there. The roof is potentially my only minor gripe, and I say minor because I'm not entirely sure how else they would have done the roof. It's obviously designed so that you can see into it, but it doesn't actually click or connect into any of the sides of the building. It is just literally on top, and it sort of slides in on either side, but the actual bits that you can see sticking out on the sides there, they don't actually attach to anything. So I'm not sure how I would have changed that, but I probably wouldn't have had it like that were I the designer, which God forbid we wouldn't have any sets that look quite this good were I to be the designer. On the inside of the building we've got the bartender in behind the bar there, and I'll show at the end sort of the way I've laid it out with the characters, because a lot of little stories going on which I quite like to show off, and that is the whole point really of getting a set like this, is that you've not only got the Cantina but you can show off some of the stories that are taking place within this bar. Speaking of stories, you've got Han and Greedo there, and I much prefer these two in this particular formation. And there's also 2 Technic axle pins on the back, which if you click you can get some movement. I would say, I wouldn't say it's a whole bunch of movement, but you get some movement out of both characters, as if to recreate the Who Shot First scene. The interior does look great, really basic sort of nougat brown and sand colouring, and it just looks perfect, to be totally honest. I love the fact that you've got a whole bunch of booths, a whole bunch of bar areas, there's lamps, there's drinks, there's everything you could possibly imagine that would be inside of the Cantina. I also like this space just outside at the back, and you'll see throughout there's a whole bunch of trunks and little sort of cubby holes where you can sort of see things that have been hidden, whether it's a blaster, whether it's binoculars, whether it's even a bone. So a lot to like, and the roof will probably not be left on when I'm in displaying it. I haven't quite decided whether I'm going to display it as you see it there or in 2 halves. The minifigure lineup is the 3 Bith musicians. You've also got Chewie and Han, nothing particularly new there. The Greedo figure I really like. I think it's really well done in a really nice colour. You've got Dr. Evans next to him as well, Ponda Baba, and you've also got Cabe there, who should be outside the Jawa junk shop. You've also got Labria and the Deveronian as well. And nothing particularly new about R2-D2, C-3PO, Luke and Obi-Wan, although I do conceal Luke's lightsaber when I've got him on display in the bar, just to make it a little bit more scene accurate. You've got Garandon as well, who is the spy, and he is a really nicely done figure, might well be my favourite. You've also got the 2 Sandy stormtroopers, and I've left the other one on top of the Dewback. You've also got the bartender as well. And I've left the Trandoshan inside the V35 Land Speeder. So I'll walk you through it as it's going to be displayed with the junk shop attached to the side. As you can see the little Technic pins in the corner that hold it onto the cantina. You've also got the spy talking to the stormtrooper out front there, and C-3PO and R2-D2 just leaving the cantina. They do not serve their kind. You've got the dewback outside with the other stormtrooper. Really nice visual display at the front. And what I will do is I'll pull out this so that you can see the full interior from both sides. You've got all the Bith Magicians on their little stage in the corner. You've got Han and Greedo there as well. And as you move around, you'll be able to see at the front of the bar, you've got Luke and Obi-Wan with the incident, I'm going to label it as, with Ponda Baba with the removal of the arm. The bartender's on the other side of the bar, and Chewie is on his way to gear up the Millennium Falcon. It's a really nicely done set. It looks really nice on display. I'm still yet to decide whether or not to have it enclosed. I probably will though. I'm not a huge fan of when it's laid out in a direct line. It's not really totally scene accurate, and it doesn't really add anything to the build. What I do love though is this build. I'd absolutely recommend grabbing hold of it if you haven't already, and if you're financially able, before it does retire at the end of the year. This is one of my favourite LEGO Star Wars sets of all time.